Do you feel frustrated and stressed about the amount of work you need to do on a day-to-day basis? Do you feel that one day you can perform and then the next you can't? When we talk about performance, one area that we need to focus on is sustainability. That ability to sustain performance during the course of the week and the month. Because we know that that is going to help and lead us to achieving our goals. With what's happening in life, we have to adapt to what's going on. The situation is always changing, the business landscape, the work landscape. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to plan your day for sustainable performance. Hi guys, my name's Lee Eldridge, human performance coach at Cognitive Athlete. I've been working with high performance athletes and elite senior business leaders for around 15 years now. And I know what it takes to be able to sustain performance day in, day out. I've seen the best performers do that time and time again, year after year. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to structure your day to make sure or to give you the best chance of doing that. Before getting into planning your day for sustainable performance, I want to talk about one aspect, and that is that change takes time. Too often we're trying to make drastic changes too soon, too fast, and too big. And that just doesn't work. We see it time and time again. The easiest and simplest example is that of weight loss. You know, January comes around, people want to lose weight. 6 weeks, they go for it, they lose all this weight. And then by end of March or end of April, they've put more weight back on just because it's unsustainable. And that's the problem. We need to be able to make small changes step by step. As I spoke about a number of times, it's about 0.5% or 1% improvements each day. That's all we're after. But that's enough now. Let's get into how you plan your day. Before we talk about a sustainable day, we really need to focus on what happens before. Everyone focuses on their morning routine. Ice baths, cold showers, getting up at 5 a.m, yoga, meditating, whatever it might be. And I don't say they're bad, but what we really need to do is think about how to get to sleep. We need a routine to help us get to sleep. And the more often we can do that and get it so that it's more of a consistent and going to bed at the same time will help us to recover. High performance is all about recovery. People think that high performance is about working really hard. To a certain degree it is, but your best ability is to be able to recover. That's what the best athletes do. They recover the best, they recover the fastest, they recover the hardest. And we're no different from a cognitive athlete point of view. We need to ensure that we're getting good recovery during the night. So by planning when you're going to go to bed and what you're going to do in the lead up to going to bed is going to help. We can't just shut our laptop down, turn off the television, expect to walk into our bedroom and fall straight asleep. What we need to do is we need to slow everything down. We need to slow our brain waves down. Everything starts to shut down when we go to sleep. When we're asleep, we're kind of not doing anything. We're kind of in a state of pure non-movement to a certain degree, maybe a little bit of movement, but we're trying to kind of save as much energy as possible to help with that recovery. And that's where a pre-bed routine will really, really help you. Ideally, an hour before, 90 minutes before, but even if it's half an hour before you go to bed, it will help you to fall asleep, get a better night's sleep. The key to sustained performance is not only about maybe working hard, but it's actually about knowing what to work hard on. Time and time again, I watch people in the gym and I'm like, what are you doing? They're working super hard, but I don't really think they've got a plan or know what they're doing. They're just going for it. And they leave the gym with that feeling of achievement. And I'm sure that you probably get that feeling at the end of a day where you've worked so hard, but actually, what have you done? Now, I'm sure you've got a long list of things that you need to do. What I suggest you do is you make that list and you just basically get a big pen and you just start taking out things that you know are not that important. A to-do list is a great thing because it motivates us to do things, but our brain is very clever. It knows what things won't take that long and they're easy to get done. And we get this kind of little dopamine hit, this kind of motivation, because we feel as if we're moving down the path. And we all know that those little things are not the things that are going to help us shift that needle in improving our performance as a leader or as an individual. So get that piece of paper and just start deleting or getting rid of those things that aren't going to help. And what you should be left with is maybe 1 or 2 things that are really important. And those are the things that you need to do first, or those are the things that you need to do when you feel you're at your peak. Now that peak time can be very different. For some people it's 9 till 10:30, for other people it's 2 till 3:30, 2 till 4 p.m, whatever it might be. But you need to understand when that time is and put things in that time that are going to help you improve your performance. The next point to talk about is environments. Self-motivation, concentration is all well and good, but that environment is going to help with that, and that environment supports it. Now, we're in this kind of situation whereby sometimes we might be working at home, sometimes we might be working in an office. And both those 2 environments can be positive and negative. The ideal scenario is that you have control over that environment. If you have a door, you shut it. If you can put your noise cancelling headphones on, you do it. Anything that allows you to get deep focus, because that's where the magic happens. That's where that flow state happens, when things feel effortless, things feel easy. You're at your best performance when those times happen. The more that we can get into that state, and it is a state that we can all get into, and we've all experienced that state from a little kid up to now. Once you do that, great things happen. And once you plan your day for that it will happen, okay? Things happen when we plan them. So control that environment. Make sure you're able to get deep focus work done. Before I go on to the next point, I want to ask you a question. Do you know what your 4% is? Do you know that thing that you need to do every day, day in, day out, that is going to drive performance, that's going to push you to enable you to sustain that performance over the course of the weeks and the months? Take some time, stop the video, and get it done. Now we're back to it. The next one is time blocking. And I've spoke about this a number of times. Our brains like to know what tasks we're doing. So if we are doing emails, that is our main focus. Try and set a time period around, because we know that we're going to have to read emails, respond to emails. But once we time block that together, our brain gets into that system. Instead of having, your screen open or your emails open all the time and keep check, reply, what I want you to try to do is set across half an hour mid-morning, half an hour mid-afternoon, to just say, look, this is my time to check my emails. Likewise, if you have to write reports, set time and say, this is my report writing time. Block everything out. Or these are the times I'm going to have these meetings. Now, as much as possible, I'm trying to get you to build in structure. Okay, it's great to have autonomy over what you do, but we need some structure in what we do. Okay, it's great to be able to, train in the gym or do physical activity, but you need a plan. Otherwise, you're going to be spinning your wheels and you're not going to be able to sustain that. The last point is about what you do at the end of the day. So we've worked really hard, we've got all our things done. What we need to do is review that day. And it takes 3, 4, 5 minutes just to basically look at what you've done, how well you've worked, and what can you improve. And by doing this, you're kind of self-assessing yourself, or you're auditing what you get done. And now you'll start to pick out reasons for why you didn't get it done. Did you concentrate on the right tasks? Did you create the right environment? Did you get enough physical activity? What was your nutrition like during the course of the day? All those little bits and pieces that we can improve 0.5%, 1% here are the things that add up to help you sustain performance week in, week out. In the description box is our link to our sustainable performance test, where you can go along and identify the areas that you need to develop or work on to help you sustain performance. or it'll highlight things that you are doing well. Very similar to that daily review, it will just give you a bit of an audit of what's going on. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch the videos. If you want to leave us any comments or any ideas or any bits of feedback, please do. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, click that notification bell. More videos coming around the area of sustainable performance. I hope you have a great week and speak to you soon.